Hey guys, this is Dave with Rebuild, and I should have started filming this project a long time ago, but I didn't because I never have time to do much of anything, let alone upload videos to YouTube anymore. But anyway, I thought I'd jump in on this. This is an 81 Chevy Camaro, F-body of course. It was in really bad shape. Bought this car basically in the middle of winter. It was pouring down rain, couldn't get underneath it. Two flat tires on it, and so I really couldn't look at things very well. Used to be a V6. Somebody dropped a 73 Chevy 350 motor into it. Didn't know if it ran or not. It had like 4 or 5 different brands of spark plug wires on it. It didn't have any exhaust manifolds. You know, it was pretty rough, really. Body looked fairly decent, or so I thought. It's got a pretty nice, nasty dent in this door. I do have a new door skin for this, and little quarter panel damage. And as you can see, like a lot of F bodies, this one's pretty much a rust bucket. So a lot of work, a lot more than I thought I was going to have in it. Unfortunately, like I said, I did not start this video series when I first got the car and first started working on it. So what I did when it came to the motor, I pulled all the plugs out. I made sure that I could crank this thing over by hand. I put a new distributor in it, cap, spark plug wires, plug wires, set of headers on it. Actually bought a full exhaust system for it from Jegs. The people there are just fantastic. Got a few other things for it. Didn't have a dipstick in it. Didn't have one for the transmission either. Used to be an air car, and somebody cut every freaking line to the air that they could possibly cut. Had antifreeze in the core, the AC core, so I don't know what that was about. Anyway, it was a cluster. And right now, after I got home and really started looking at it closer, realized it had an Edelbrock intake on it. And it's got an adapter with the quadra junk on it. Anyway, long story short on the motor, got it all back, or got everything replaced on it to make it run. Put some gas in it. Took about 15 minutes of playing around with it. Finally got it to start. Took right off. Pulled it up in the driveway a little bit, and it died. And the starter had gone bad, so I replaced the starter, and it cranks over fine again. Radiator's in decent shape. The frame itself, you know, it's got obviously some things missing from it. A lot of it's in pretty good shape. Of course, I had to strip all that out, but anyway, it does run now. Had to put a battery in it. Had to put a new battery tray in it, but now I've had to take the inner fenders out because they've got rust. I'll maybe show you those. They got rust where the battery tray goes. Actually, some of it's missing. Anyway, what I'm doing today is putting Prothane body mount kit in. And let me tell you, for working on the ground out in your driveway, this has probably been one of the easiest tasks I've had to do on this car. Bolts came out really easily. You know, they had some Loctite thread locker on them, and once I busted them loose, they spun right out. I was really afraid I was going to have some issues there, but all in all, I did not. So got the passenger side in. I just finished up putting the driver's side in, and this is a really simple process. If you got a floor jack and you know, a piece of wood and 13/16 socket, and you know, half-inch drive extension, and I'll have to look. I think the core support is 3/4. All this stuff came out really easily. Put your floor jack in. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it's the cross brace for the up here where the floor pan is. The actual cross brace that your floor pan mounts to, or just welded to on the inside. So you can see up in there, I've got this. All you got to do is put your block of wood to straddle that brace. Lift it up. I recommend, if you're doing it the way I am, one side at a time. Raise it up high enough, which is fairly easy to do because you don't have to go that far. But once you get the body off the old mounts and have enough clearance, you can just basically just slide this stuff right out or knock it out. In my case, I had to knock a couple of them loose, but this, if you can see that, is what's 40 plus years of or so, whatever it's been. Let's see, this is 81, so 37 years, 38-year-old car. This is what the body mounts are going to look like on it, unless it's just a pristine mint car, and this one is surely not. So anyway, you can see the blue thread lock on there. I'm just going to run mine in far enough because I forgot to pick up some thread locker. Actually, I bought a whole suspension kit for this car. I've got the rear end out of it because over here I had to put torque box in. I had to put the rear floor pan in when I put the torque box in. I'm getting ready to put the torque box in the driver's side. I didn't realize how bad that side was until I got into it. But this, like I said, it's 350 out of 73 truck motor. I've already checked the numbers on it. Could be anywhere from a whopping 145 horsepower up to, you know, 185, 190. I don't know. I'll have to do some more research on the numbers. But anyway, this car needs everything, and I'm probably going to have more in it than what it costs brand new. Got a ton of parts that's going to go on this car. New door hinges, new door skin for the passenger side. Got some new tail light lenses. I'll stop this here in a minute and get up and show you what floor pans I've got in right now. So anyway, this is the project. This is the fun. My son's supposed to be out here helping me, but you don't hear him, do you? There's one of the other mounts over there. They were a mess. So this thing ought to, you know, be pretty solid by the time I put all this in. And there's three on each side. Got the core support and two body mounts. One up front and this one back here. Thinking about tying the subframe together. I've got the rear end is out right now, and I've got all new urethane bushings for the leaf springs, and you know, where they mount to the cups for the torque boxes. So I got all that stuff, and actually I decided, because this is an open rear end, I did find the build sheet on this car, and this is like a gosh, I can't remember the numbers on the, it's got some highway gears in it. So I called the people at Mosier Engineering up in Portland, Indiana. It's going to be about an hour and a half drive for me. I'm going to strip down this rear end, take it up there. They're going to beef it up, 30 spline axles, posi unit, whatever gears I want in it, and have it all set up, ready to go. All I'll have to do is bolt it back in and put brakes on it and it should be good to go. Um, it's going to have 30 spline axles, the posi unit, as I said, new bearings, everything, all the backlash and everything like that's going to be taken care of. So sorry about the fingers in the way. Um, and guy, I think for the money, they're going to do it for right around a little over $1,300. So I don't think I can beat that. I don't want to try it myself. I'd have probably almost that much in parts. So that's it right now. And this is the project. So everybody have a good one.